How I'm going to see the games do today. What did you think about the Switch to Nintendo Direct? So she did. Also, hi, welcome to the stream. She didn't watch it, but I did. And I just watched the reaction video of it. And I am very excited. There's a lot of, like, you know, obviously just like people who just bitch about literally everything on the internet, bitching about things about it. There are a couple of, really only one actual valid criticism about it. Anything else that people have said is fucking stupid. The only valid criticism is that we don't know the pricing of the games in general yet, but there's a new Mario Kart game called Mario Kart World.
That sounds good.
And yes, the showcase for it was amazing, and it's a launch title. It's released on the same day as the Switch 2. And like features, like, you know, new features, and like has like an open world segment of it, and like tracks like interconnect, you know, part of the whole Mario world.
Right.
But it's coming out with an $80 price tag. And possibly, I don't know if it's confirmed, but it's like 80 digital, 90 physical. I don't know if that's like fully confirmed, but like $80. And that's what people are hung up on, is the $80. Which,
right.
Which I get, you know, prices of things increasing sucks. But also, like, prices of things are increasing. Like, yes, I don't want to pay $80 for a game. But also, like, games have been $60 to $70 for a while. Like, the $60 has been for like 10 years, and then $70 is a more so recent thing. But, like, while yes, not ideal, if you account for inflation and compare it to how much games did cost, games should technically be costing around $130 right now. So we're doing pretty okay. All things considered. If you account for inflation, yes.
Dang. See, I'm in that mindset of like, 60 is where we're at, 60 is where we should be.
Right, which it should be, but things, the worth of the dollar goes less, and things cost more. Things just cost more.
Right.
Inflation. But when it comes to like the actual system, also like it being like about $450 is actually like a great price. I don't know why people think a Nintendo system should cost like $300. Just because it used to. Again, talking about inflation, I'm pretty sure the GameCube costed about $500 at the time, like, if you count for inflation. But everything about the Direct was good. Yeah, everyone on the internet is pissed about the Mario Kart being $80 physical, which is rightfully so, because of the sickness of the economy. Yeah, I mean, but you can't really help it. Like, they still need to make a profit, and things are going up. Like, yes, it's not ideal, but it's also, like, to be, like, making that a, like, making the game seem worse just because of the price tag, or, like, shitting on Nintendo because of it, like, doesn't make sense.
That's what I think.
Game prices wiggity, 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 whack.
Yep, that's what I think.
Again, like, yes, again, it's not ideal, but it could be worse if things went up the trajectory of how inflation worked, or whatever. It could be worse. It should be better. It should be better. I'm not saying that it's a good thing, but I'm saying I understand why it's a thing. There's a difference.
Right.
But, like, I'm going to be getting, like, the Switch 2 with the game bundled. But, so, that game being bundled, a bunch of old games coming. People also were, talking about price points, people were annoyed that, so there's a lot of Switch games that will have Switch 2 enhanced ports. Meaning it'll run better on the Switch 2, and they're adding more features.
Okay.
Which Nintendo's doing a lot more for these games than, like, PlayStation and Xbox ever did with the upgraded versions. Like, you know, like PS4 to PS5 versions, it's like, it runs better, and that's about it.
Like, they do look better, but...
Yeah, Nintendo is not only making it look and run better, but also, like, adding actual, like, features. to the game. Like Mario Party Jamboree, is adding like a whole new game mode with new mini games. Like,
That's awesome.
But people were like, oh well, I have to pay an extra $20 for an upgraded version if I already have it.
Yeah, because you're getting a new game.
Yeah, just because you already have the game doesn't mean like you're not paying for the development time that took for the additive content. Also, you don't have to get the fucking upgraded version. You can just play the original version because it's backwards compatible. You don't have to get it.
Right.
And yes, the Donkey Kong game, it's been, I think, 98, 99 since Donkey Kong 64. That was the last and literally the only 3D Donkey Kong game we got. Like,
really?
Every Donkey Kong game has been a 2D side-scroller of some sort.
Uh-huh.
Or, like, a weird spin-off. We finally got a 3D Donkey Kong game again being announced. I think it's like a month or two after the release of the Switch 2.
That's crazy.
And it looks so fucking good. I am so excited for Donkey Kong. It looks like it's done by the same like team that did Odyssey, like the Mario team, because like the art style and like how Donkey Kong moves and the animations, you could tell that it's like it's the Mario Odyssey of Donkey Kong, you know. But that being said, it looks great. It's fast paced. It's a platformer. He's also like there's a digging mechanic where he just punches the ground or like picks up rocks and like throws them and shit. Like it's totally like completely destructive environments. It looks super fun. Love it.
That's cool.
I'm gonna be talking. This is gonna be paused for a while we talk about this. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew people were gonna ask. So this is what's happening. Yeah, it looks really good. I love how expressive DK is. Yeah, so like animations are great. But yeah, like new features of the like the Switch now has party chat, which there are a couple people online who's like bitching that, oh well, you're making it seem like a new feature that everybody already has. Like, you're gonna be pissed if they did add it, and now you're pissed that they do add it. Like, what do you want?
Right.
But yeah, so fuck those people. But like I literally hate them. But having like a party chat feature, not only a party, because like how they do it, it looks almost like Discord. Like you have you can have your game here, and then you have like, the people on the bottom, and you could change it where you have only the game. And you could plug in they're going to be selling a camera with it, like with the Switch. So you could plug it in, and you could then have it talk face to face with people in the party chat, and it has not only does like the mic in the Switch have AI where like noise canceling AI where it only picks up your voice, so like they're like the onboard mic is actually like good, at least advertise this like good.
So you can't hear a cat yelling at you in the background?
Yeah, like they like the example they gave was like somebody was like having a blender in the background, but it was like muting out the blender and just heard your voice type shit, you know?
That's cool.
But also you could like superimpose yourself onto the like game. So like you know how like Discord, like I could like share my screen with somebody. Yeah. It also will like take your camera and then like do like the AI like green screen type thing, like how you like do with your camera.
Yeah.
Like it'll do that and then put you in front of the game that you're playing as well.
Cool.
And you can be all playing different games. Or you can be playing the same game. That's great. The Joy-Cons now have a mouse feature, where like let's say like with the Joy-Con, if you hold it like this, it will actually act like a mouse.
Okay.
So some games will be able to utilize it. If there's a new Splatoon, having that be like basically mouse and keyboard, but like Joy-Con and other Joy-Con being mouse,
right?
It's gonna be great. They already showed that they're doing it with Metroid Prime 4 because that's a first-person shooter, and it's gonna be mouse controller.
That's cool.
Combo. That's cool as hell. They showed a bunch of games. They showed what the enhanced versions of said games are going to be. The dock is going to up-res the Switch, so like the Switch itself is going to be a 1080p LED screen. And then when you have it docked, you can have it up to 4K, which is crazy and it's going to be literally the same thickness as that Switch and just a bigger screen. Like so it's bigger in like width. and height a little bit.
But thickness
but
is
but
the same.
thinness, and it has enough power to do 4K gaming.
Damn.
Like, yes, the dock is putting in some of the work for like up-resing it, but still 1080, because you don't need more than 1080 on a fucking 7.5-inch screen.
Right.
You don't. I argue you don't need 4K in general, but that's just me. But still, pushing out that much power with good performance on the console this big is amazing. Anything else? I mean, yeah, again, the game's shown... Oh, a new Hyrule Warriors game. Because you know how the Dynasty Warrior games, the massive army games. Like, there's been, the same company, whatever, the Dynasty Warriors people. They made a Hyrule Warriors game that was, like, completely non-canon. It was, like, just a hodgepodge of all the timelines, and so they could throw all the characters in. Then they made one that was Age of Calamity. Was supposed to be, like, a retelling of the events that, like, in Breath of the Wild, how Link, like, the past is where, like, the calamity happens, and then Link has to go into the rejuvenation shrine, whatever, and then 100 years pass, and now he has to, like, basically a post-apocalyptic game. Yeah. Basically. This game, the Age of Calamity, was basically, like, the war that was happening during the Age of Calamity, but the story got changed where it was like a happy ending opposed to like the tragic ending that actually happened before Breath of the Wild. Right. But advertisement words matter, because they did say like when they were advertising the Age of Calamity first, they said a new story based off the events. So I was like, okay, it's when you look at the advertising, okay, it might not be fully canon, which it wasn't. Here we're doing the game is now called Age of Imprisonment. So remember the
oh my god.
So yeah, you remember the fucking imprisoning war that we kept on getting told about?
Yeah.
And
I just shrunk.
Yeah, you might, if you want to fix that, you should fix that. You're putting a lot more effort into that than you should have. You could have just stood up and hit it. But yeah, so the imprisoning war that we heard about.
I'm so tall now.
Like, you remember the memories, especially like with Ganondorf, like doing like all like the whole like raising the army, and then like the imprisoning war happens, and then like Rauru does the whole like capture thing. This game is supposed to be that. So like a Dynasty Warrior style game in the events of the imprisoning war, but they advertise it as the events leading up to Tears of the Kingdom. So if we're paying attention to the words of the two advertisements, this one might actually be closer to canon than what Age of Calamity was, which wasn't canon. After you hit a certain point in Age of Calamity, it's like, not. No. It's the story changes, and it's not canon anymore. Right. It could be canon up to a point if you look at it. There's a point where it's like, but it literally did not happen. But this one seems like, yes, this is going to be canon, and it's going to be a Hyrule Warriors game, so it's going to be fun as hell. And it looks like there's going to be more, like, actual, like, it's not just going to be level-based, it's actually going to be, like, kind of more, like, an open-world Dynasty Warriors game type style, so that's going to be crazy. So I don't know if I want to get it at launch. Cart World is at least $80. But if you get it at launch, you won't be paying $80 for Mario Kart World. It'd be bundled if you get the bundle. If you get the bundle.
And hi, Raz.
Hey, Raz.
I was waiting for you to go through your message there.
I only get Fortnite ads when watching your Final Fantasy streams. Also, do you know how much Mario Kart World is physical? I don't know about physical. I'm going to be downloading it. I download all my games now. Again, they say like $80, and then speculation is going to be $90 physical, which yes, is a lot of money. But I'm also like games just slowly increase in price as much as the world just gets more expensive anyway. If we had the same hike in housing that we did in video games, we'd be paying like $200 for one video game, non-deluxe version. Right. I'm looking at it in the positive way. Yes, not ideal. Don't want to spend $80 on the game, but. On the other hand, it could be much worse. It could be $130 if we consider inflation, So I'm always looking at it brighter. And if Nintendo still does the because Nintendo has like where you could get this voucher. If you pay $100 for the voucher, you could get 2 games, which then means that if you pay $100, if you get 2 full price games, you're getting a discount because then it'd be $50 per game. If they're still doing the voucher for Switch 2, then $80 becomes $50 and you just get 2 games. So for $20 more, you're getting double the value.
Big Brandon.
See? So just get more vouchers. Another thing is that you know how the online system now, like you can play like older games through Nintendo Switch Online. Mm-hmm. So you know Game Boy games, NES games, Super Nintendo, N64, all those games. The Switch 2 exclusively, they're going to be adding on to that service with GameCube games.
Nice.
Yeah, and they're releasing, which is super hype for definitely one of them. They're releasing the original Wind Waker on it. We played the HD version, but they're releasing the GameCube version of Wind Waker. Mm-hmm. Soul Calibur 2, the GameCube version, so we get Link in our Soul Calibur 2, the best version of Soul Calibur 2. What the fuck? F-Zero GX, the game that Captain Falcon is, the racing game, the futuristic racing game. Mm-hmm. So getting those 3 games and being able to play it online with friends, because you're allowed to do it through those emulators. You can play these games online, which is crazy. And then they're like, and more is gonna be announced. Like there's like
that's
the
a lot
Pokemon
happening.
Coliseum, and yeah, this direct was loaded because you know it's a lot to entice you to get the new system.
Yeah.
So with all the upgraded content, with a bunch of games that's coming out, a bunch of third-party content that's coming out too, like different games like Elden Ring is going to be on there. FromSoft is making a Nintendo Switch only game as well.
Nice.
Which is basically the reaction. The guy that I watch, Maximum Dude or whatever his name is. I watch him. I don't remember his name. He was basically saying, like, because like everybody's clamoring for PlayStation to re-release Bloodborne, there's another FromSoft game, but this game basically looks like Bloodborne. So he's like, PlayStation wouldn't release Bloodborne, so Nintendo just made their own Bloodborne. That was funny. I kind of hope a Sonic game is in the GameCube NSO. Also Double Dash, but I know for sure that's going to be there. See, Double Dash is a weird one because I don't think they want to. Because same thing with releasing Smash on the N64. They didn't release the original Smash Brothers because I don't think they're going to release Melee either on it because I don't think they want to compete with their own new franchises with older games. If it's a game like that, we might see Double Dash. We might, but like Mario Kart World's coming out, so like then like why would they want to then sell a retro game that is the same game? You know, like release a Mario Kart with a Mario Kart doesn't seem lucrative for the new game. Maybe down the line, maybe down the line they will. But I don't see that happening anytime soon. Sonic games, yeah, if we got like Sonic Adventure games and the Sonic Hero on the GameCube for the NSO, that'd be sick. We already have Sega Genesis on the NSO. Having the GameCube releases of Sonic games would be sick. I wouldn't see why not. They have the other Mario Karts, if I remember, on the other NSO. You're not wrong. There is the other Mario Karts, so I don't know. I feel like if it will happen, which there's definitely a possibility. I'm not saying it's. It's a high chance that it could happen.
It just wouldn't be right now.
It won't be soon. It might be like year 2 of GameCube NSO. Especially with what they were showing off. I think I covered basically everything of note. Doing rants. I don't know. I'm excited for the system. I know higher price points for games is not ideal, but again, if they continue with the voucher thing, just get a voucher, get 2 games, nailed it.
Luke said something about that.
They're discontinuing the voucher for Switch 2. Oh well, then never mind.
Oh well.
Probably because they know. But are you getting it at launch? I would want to, especially since my Switch is like actively failing.
It overheats.
Yeah, like I have a fan plugged into it so it doesn't overheat. I could open it up and replace the fan, but whatever. I'll do that later. I want to get it at launch. I want the new system. The thing is that it's a highly anticipated Nintendo console launch. So I don't even know if I would be able to get it at launch.
Do you think it's gonna be like PlayStation?
I don't think it's gonna be PS5 numbers. Hopefully they put in stuff to not have to counteract scalpers, because scalpers are the scum of the earth. So hopefully they have defenses against that. But and it's not gonna be PS5 level, because PS5 released during COVID. And so there was a chip shortage and a bunch of things happening with COVID that made it not great.
And everybody's at home with nothing to do.
And then scalpers were all over it, on top of there being a chip shortage, so PS5s couldn't be made. So that sucked. I think Nintendo, now it's gonna be a lot better. You can sign up to buy it directly from Nintendo too.
Oh, nice.
Pre-orders start a week from today. Well,
there you go.
Yeah, because also it releases in 2 months.
I was just gonna say when.
June 5th. So they're like, hey, we're announcing this console coming out in 2 months. Oh shit!
Right, no time to prepare.
So.
Yes, Raz, 100%.
Scalpers should be scalped off the earth. Yeah, for sure.
Because I was literally just having this conversation for concert tickets.
Yes, concert tickets are the worst. There's no precautions for that.
Yeah, like scalping is just, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But anyway, so 2 months.
Yeah. So it comes out in 2 months. I would want to pre-order it, and if I could just get shipped to my house, I just open up my door, there's a fucking Nintendo Switch 2 right there at my doorstep. That'd be
People are
sick.
scalping that too.
The worst I've seen lately, these guys are buying all the Pokemon cards. Oh yeah, trading cards been scalped for years.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's a very common shitty practice. 100%.
Man, people just suck.
Yeah, because especially they know Pokemon cards go, so they buy up a store gets again, Pokemon cards are super valuable, so a store gets a shipment of packs of cards, and they don't pay attention to that. So they everything that's on the shelves people will buy, and then if they it's basically loot boxes. So if they pick out the cards, it's oh, this is a really good one, I'm gonna sell this on eBay. I paid $100 for this pack of cards, and this one could go for $500 on eBay or whatever bullshit.
Right.
They make a profit right there.
I mean, I accidentally did that with Magic the Gathering in the past. So.
But it was accidental.
Honestly, truly, we bought a box just because we were like, this is awesome, let's buy one. Not, let's buy it to make money.
Right.
It wasn't,
buying it so other people can't, and then you can make money.
Yeah.
Because
that really wasn't the biggest
thing is also
box.
reselling them at a higher cost. Again, that's what happened with the PlayStation. Where it's I bought 10 PlayStation 5s for $500 each. Now I'm gonna sell them at $800, $900, $1,000. Fucking jump off a bridge. I had no idea TF was scalp worthy. I still have my Bumblebee and Evil police car from 2007 movie at my desk. Oh yeah, wait, oh, Transformers. I skipped some stuff.
Yeah, I was wait, what?
Oh god, same thing with the Transformers. With being the Transformers, so many scalpers. I think everything gets scalped. If there's money in it, people will do it.
If there's...
they will exploit the fans of whatever they're scalping, even if they're not fans themselves.
That's terrible.
The only way to counteract this is if no one buys from scalpers, and then they just spent a bunch of money on things that they're not going to use, they have to sell it at a loss. So if somebody got, agree, going back to the PS5 thing, because that was one of the worst ones of recent history. They buy, $5,000 worth of PlayStation 5s, but no one buys them. Literally, no one buys them. They can't get anybody to buy them. They're gonna have to start selling them cheaper than what is at retail, because they have now stock that they have no use for.
Right.
The only way to counteract scalpers is to not buy from scalpers. That's why I waited for my PlayStation 5. I posted people telling me, like, oh, we'll just get it like from Facebook Marketplace or eBay. I paid $650 for mine. I'm like, that's fucking stupid. Don't do that.
Right.
I bought it from PlayStation or from a retailer because I'm not supporting scalpers. Yeah, so I'm hoping not only that they put precautions in for that for the Switch 2, going back to that, but yeah, I hope get it pre-ordered, get it shipped to my house. They have fun playing Mario Kart World forever.
Like, how would you even do that? Like, 2 per account or something?
1 per account. Any person can only get 1 of something. You do not buy multiples.
Well,
No. There is no letting up on scalpers. You have to be strict or it's gonna fail. Because somebody could buy 2 by themselves and then they could use 1 of them to try and make a profit. 1 per person.
well, because I was just going to say, like, you know, if I'm a parent and I've got 2 kids.
They
like,
share the Switch. They could share the console. That has literally never been a thing until recently. Like, my household had 1 N64, 1 PlayStation.
Oh, us too.
1 PlayStation 2 when that came out.
Yeah, we always had just 1 system.
Like, if we bought another one, it would have been down the line, you know, type thing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, like, Switch is different because it's portable and everybody could just use it handheld. But I'd say at launch, for the first few months, only 1 per person. Once the hype dies down, then they could let up and let people buy more. I'd say. So, like, it could be a timed thing. But at launch, they can't sell more than 1 per person, or it's going to be exploited.
Yeah.
So I agree, like, yeah, like Trustin, like, his kids, like, he has multiple Switches in the house because of kids.
Right.
And that's fine, but at launch, that shouldn't be a thing. Like, especially like, with...
You just have to tell one kid that you love them more than the other.
Or it's the household Switch. You take turns.
JK.
You take turns. Also, Medley, can you get off the printer, please? Off. Are you... Alright.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Did you scare yourself? Is that what happened?
Can you print me like one of your French prints? It didn't work. I didn't buy a PS5 until the year after it came out. Yeah.
See,
I waited, what, like 2 years before I got one?
You waited like 3, 4, something like that. Because, well, you couldn't even get it until in the first year, because it was non-existent.
Well, yeah.
Hell, the second year was still insanely hard to try to get. Yeah, and yeah, I agree, Hyper. Not supporting scalpers, for sure. One thing Hasbro does is restock old toys that are being scalped. For example, they re-release a toy from 2019. That's awesome.
That's cool, yeah.
Hasbro in general is kind of like a shit company, but at least that's cool that they do that.
That is cool.
It's okay. Not Hasbro in general, but certain divisions of Hasbro kind of sucks, because Hasbro's such a massive company.
I don't know what you're referencing, so... Like, what bad... Like...
They just make very anti-consumer decisions in certain things.
Oh.
Like the division that owns Wizard of the Coast, D&D people. Like, they've done some pretty not great things with D&D behind the scenes, you know? So, it's...
So that's...
it's
wow,
give and take.
also then. Right?
That's Blizzard.
Blizzard. Not Wizards. Blizzard.
Yeah.
Got it.
Game company.
I was
different.
like, yep.
It's also Magic the Gathering is Wizards of the Coast, who does also D&D.
Right.
And Lorcana, because that's...
And Lorcana! Speaking of expensive card collecting, I would love to do that.
People are scalping Blizzards now. Yeah, you can't go into Dairy Queen anymore. You have to get it from the guy behind the CVS. I just got the Butterfinger one. I should have sold it. Anyway, there's my thoughts on
Lots of-
the Switch 2 and all the announcements that happen. I would love to get it on launch. I'm totally hyped for it.
Well, sign up online or whatever.
Yeah, once the pre-orders start, like I'm just looking at the day on payments of things. Yeah, whenever the no. Yeah, so I'll go online and check out pre-orders and stuff.